welcome to the 2013 8 News Richmond Magazine Best of Special.
The magazine is now on newsstands, and tonight we are taking a look at some of the top winners. Now this list, it's pretty diverse. We have the best cocktails, the best cupcakes, the best place to enjoy a night of family fun in Richmond, and so much more.
We begin here at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, which has the best outdoor sculpture garden.
So time now to get started. Where do you live? There is something new in Church Hill. It's called New Urbanism.
And 8 News anchor AJ Legault takes us to find Richmond's best new urban community.
In the not-so-distant past, Church Hill, especially north of Broad Street, was not known for much, except maybe crime. But now, seemingly one bite at a time, what was once known as one of Richmond's rougher neighborhoods,
Neighborhood's got a great vibe. It's got a lot of character.
is becoming known for what's cooking.
We targeted Church Hill as a place that we would like to be.
And there's a lot of cooking going on, from cheesesteaks to fine dining to amazing pastries.
We have regulars that come in almost every day. Like we almost know what to give them as soon as they walk in the door.
Church Hill is becoming a foodie haven, home to some of Richmond's most popular eateries.
It's been an incredible pleasure in every sense to be a part of riding this wave and the excitement in the neighborhood.
Appreciated streets, brick sidewalks, and affordable historic homes, many just waiting for renovation, have empty nesters and young couples alike flocking to the area.
It's a place where you know your neighbors and feel the safety of that.
Instead of pulling the plug on their urban lifestyle and fleeing to the suburbs when children come into the picture, many Church Hill families are choosing to get plugged in, embracing the neighborhood schools.
It's a beautiful thing.
Signs touting Chimborazo Elementary's improving reputation can be found dotting yards throughout Church Hill.
I think what's happening is we're building a healthy community.
Sally Schwitters runs the urban agriculture charity Tricycle Gardens.
We've just branched out into the full scope of urban agriculture and are teaching through workforce development programs to help folks learn that there are new opportunities for growing food in the city.
The food from this garden can be found in the kitchens of several of Church Hill's top chefs.
We just peddle them right up the street. Lee Gregory's one of our regular customers up at Roosevelt.
And we can really say our tomato was grown 2 blocks away.
You can't get more local than that, and the whole neighborhood celebrates that.
As you talk with those living and working in Church Hill, you keep hearing one word used to describe it.
Well, it's a neighborhood. You know, it's kind of to me, it feels like a neighborhood.
Reporting from the neighborhood, voted Richmond's best new urban community.
It's a beautiful community.
AJ Legault, 8 News.
Where can you take the family out for a night of fun?
How about the Goochland Drive-In Theater?
And who better to tell us about that than 8 News film critic extraordinaire, Morgan Dean.
Pulling up to the Goochland Drive-In is like a trip down memory lane to a more innocent time where the car culture ruled. Forget the image of necking teenagers, though. You're more likely to find moms craning their necks to watch their kids in the midst of their own action adventures on the playground.
It's a tailgating experience minus the alcohol. And it's geared towards families.
This night, the show began long before showtime with a concert. It's that nostalgic, family-friendly atmosphere that's made the home of the double feature a triple threat on this year's Richmond Magazine's Best and Worst list. Readers named it the area's best one-stop family fun and the area's best-kept secret. Drive-In owner, creator, and chief dreamer John Heidel says his customers deserve the credit for making the Drive-In a blockbuster.
We're amazed by it. It started as just a simple dream, and to see it resonate with so many people on this level, very grateful.
Readers also named it the local business that best uses social media. The Drive-In's Facebook page, with 28,000 fans and counting, is home to regular updates about features, special events, sellouts, and rainouts. Heidel says it's helped him connect with the community.
Any business in this day and age needs to take advantage of social media.
Many thought Heidel was crazy when he announced he was putting up a drive-in in 2009. After all, drive-ins peaked in the late 50s, where there were more than 4,000 nationwide. Now there are just over 350. No one back a few years ago was building a new one. It was a major production, designing it from scratch. Heidel looked at what worked in the past and what didn't, and tried to bring a modern approach to it, including his version of stadium seating.
Parking's tiered here.
so that everyone has the best view possible.
And that's why many nights, most of the 350 parking spots are taken up. Get there early. There's usually a line at the snack bar.
And everything at the snack bar, $3.75 or less. So you can come and see 2 movies and get dinner and snacks for less than the price of 1 movie and popcorn at a normal theater.
And even though a trip to the Goochland Drive-In Theater will offer you a very nostalgic experience out in the parking lot, have no fear. Up here in the projection booth, you're actually getting one of the most modern presentation of movies out there thanks to this brand new digital projector. We found Ronnie Pugh and his family in a prime spot up front. His kids had the best seats in the house, right on top of this VW bus.
Real laid-back atmosphere. It's real nice. It's being able to go to the movies and not be crowded up in a building.
I just love it because my mom has always told me about, drive-ins and, how she grew up in this area and drive-ins were the big thing back then. And, it's nice. So I get to experience what she experienced years ago.
At dusk, the lights dim and the audience is treated to a classic ad for the snack bar.
He realizes
An old school cartoon and classic commercials. Then it's on with the show. Heidel says this is just the beginning.
We're looking to do a second screen. Awesome. And we've also been approached by some other counties about doing what we've done in Goochland in their counties. We love what we do here, and we think as long as folks continue to enjoy movies, there's a place for drive-ins in this century.
In Goochland, Morgan Dean, 8 News.
Where can you get the best cocktail in town? We'll take you there.
From fried oysters to crab cakes, seafood is the specialty here. Find out which restaurant has been named the best seafood spot in town up next.
Of course, we couldn't have this show without the folks at Richmond Magazine.
That's right. Let's send it over now to 8 News anchor Amy Lacey and Richmond Magazine editor-in-chief Susan Winecki.
That is right. Susan is here. We absolutely love this issue. Richmond always waits for it to come out every year, and the city, as it's evolving, that's what you kind of tapped on this year for the issue.
Yeah, every year we're like, how do we make it different? We've been doing it for 26 years. So we said, let's focus on what's new in town. And we gave readers a whole section on new categories, and then we also let our editors loose. And we asked them to tap into what was new in their neighborhoods. So you have 45 other picks done by the editor in addition to the 226.
And there are a lot of fun categories this year too. New building, new neighborhood, which is actually old.
Yeah, we asked for what was the best new urban neighborhood, and the answer that came back was Church Hill. And we sat back and thought about it, and I think what people were tapping into is all the excitement and new restaurants and businesses going into north of Broad Church Hill. Dutch & Company, WPA Bakery, Sub Rosa Bakery, and some of the new shops and a lot of the houses that are being renovated there.
So we have all of these categories, and I just picture a room with ballot upon ballot upon ballot. How do you actually go through all of these and find out what is best of Richmond?
Well, it's almost that bad,
yeah.
But we have a little bit of technology helping us. We actually developed the categories back in March, and then we let folks vote online in April and May, and then we close it, and literally through Survey Monkey Wonder and some counting, we go through every one of those categories. So we live with it for about 6 months, so I think I'm as happy when it comes out as the readers are.
Well, you look surprisingly refreshed after so many months of hard work.
Oh, thank you very much.
We really do love this issue, and we thank you for all the hard work that you put in it.
Well, thank you guys for partnering with us.
And thanks for being here tonight. Juan, Christina, let's send it back to you.
Church Hill is also home to the drink Richmonders voted top cocktail, the Seersucker. At the Roosevelt, bar manager T. Leggett creates a dizzying array of drinks. Here's the secret of the Seersucker.
This is how you make the Seersucker cocktail at the Roosevelt. Start off with a grilled and then frozen lemon cube. Then we'll do 2 ounces of Maker's Mark, followed by a ½ ounce of house-made sweet tea syrup, 1/4 ounce of fresh lemon juice, followed by 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, shake that with ice. Then it's going to be double strained into a rocks glass. that is the seersucker.
Still ahead, looking for a place to take those visiting friends to eat here in Richmond? We have a perfect indoor-outdoor restaurant when we come back.
Welcome back to the 8 News Best of Richmond special. If you're looking for something really good to eat, you might want to try Heritage in the Fan.
Richmond Magazine readers voted it the best new restaurant in town. 8 News anchor Amy Lacey stopped by to see why.
Dinner time at Heritage, and not an empty seat in sight. Since opening in October 2012 at the former Six Burner site, Richmond's welcomed Heritage with open arms.
It is incredibly humbling because we really just wanted to create a nice atmosphere and something that we could be proud of, and hopefully people would enjoy it.
Co-owner and manager Amelia Sperata calls Heritage a family affair. She's out among the guests. Husband Joe is in the kitchen as chef. Her brother Matthias Hugland is behind the bar.
This has been us sort of getting together, doing our own thing here in this town that we love.
The trio, with 45 years combined restaurant experience, started the Heritage journey by way of Princeton, New Jersey. There, they helped to open an award-winning restaurant. They fine-tuned what they learned at some Richmond hotspots and then lived a dream by opening their own with new American cuisine, focusing on affordability.
I guess pork belly has become a really big signature. People seem to love that, and our charcuterie program. So we do a lot of in-house like curing and smoking meats and making bacon.
Probably the burger. The burger's delicious. The onion jam is
From appetizers to desserts and everything in between, the Heritage crew works with area farmers to bring their fresh food to your table. Everything from local tomatoes to local cheese, all on one plate. And you can really taste that locally grown goodness.
We try to really focus the cuisine based around what is available at said season.
The menu changes from time to time and includes vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free options and an extensive drink list. The attentive staff and the restaurant's atmosphere leave you feeling that Heritage is more than a name.
It's our backgrounds, it's our family, it's all of these things that come together to make us what we are.
And there's not a lot of places that you go to in Richmond where you come in, Matthias, even if we're not sitting at the bar, we'll come to the table, we'll bring us our drinks. His sister or brother-in-law will come to the table, so it's nice. Like, you don't get that everywhere you go.
It's why she and others helped to quickly make the new kid on the block a Main Street staple.
It's not only about the food or the drinks or the service, it's kind of the all-encompass package. We try to really focus on creating a really strong guest experience and just trying to make people happy, honestly. That's all it comes down to.
Richmond's best new restaurant, Heritage.
It's been a wonderful thing. We feel very fortunate.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It really means so much to us.
In Richmond, Amy Lacey, 8 News.
Good.
Really good. Let's talk barbecue now. This next place won Best Barbecue in the city.
All right, news reporter Mark Tenya takes us to Buzz and Ned's.
It's a tough job, and if you really are not passionate about what you do, you're not gonna make it in this type of business.
The business started more than 2 decades ago as a food cart on 10th and Main in Richmond, eventually trading in the tires for bricks, now with 2 different restaurants in the city. Buzz Grossberg says their secret to great barbecue?
There's no gas burners or electric burners. There's no boiling that goes on, a parboiling. There's no baking in the oven. It's all done by wood.
He started the business after trying wood-burning barbecue across the country and realizing there was no place like it in Richmond, saying while it's harder to master, it makes all the difference in the taste.
We chop it up and let everybody get some of that wonderful flavor.
Chicken, pork, and beef are all marinated and kept in the freezer, taken and cooked in 3 barbecue pits completely heated by wood.
A little bit of wood lasts a long time.
And many customers say they can taste the difference.
The gas smoked barbecue, really you can kind of taste that almost petroleum taste to it, whereas here you can taste that charcoal taste, which really reminds me of childhood, growing up, scout camp sort of thing.
It's got a lot of smoke. I like the sides, and I like the atmosphere as well.
It's exciting every time that we are recognized for the work that we do. It just is.
Buzz says another reason for their success is that customers always know what they're going to get.
We really haven't changed anything. And that consistency is, I think, very comforting to people, and that's what they like.
In Richmond, Mark Tenya, 8 News.
We want now to put the spotlight on a local gem that snatched the top spot in 2 categories: Best Outdoor Dining and Best Restaurant to Take a Visiting Friend. 8 News anchor Avajoy Burnett shows us the Boathouse.
The ambiance at the Boathouse has loyal fans, even on hot summer days.
I love it. It's a nice breeze. It's a great view.
Oh yes, the view, volleyball players, crew team members, and let's not forget about that skyline.
Well, I mean, you just have to look at the beautiful river view and the city skyline, and I mean, it's just a fantastic spot.
There's also another boathouse in Brander Mill, but owner Kevin Healy opened this one up in 2009. And even on a day when the temps are in the 90s, people are still opting for the great outdoors.
Like you said, you go to other places, you might have this, but you can't get in there.
You can't afford
can't
it.
Get there.
I think you would agree that in order for this to be one of the best outdoor dining spots, it has to somehow stay cool in the summertime. Now, other than your water or other drinks, there's a breeze here that helps to keep it cool in the hot summer days.
But if the sun's setting over your shoulder is not your thing, how about we take this inside where it all begins?
All right, hey, 2 tunas, guys, and the food looks absolutely awesome. Let's go.
The team is constantly rolling out dishes that look like this.
This is our rockfish.
Healy says you will be able to taste the difference when you visit because of one key ingredient.
We use lots of people talk about using local vendors. We have Victory Farms. We're getting our tomatoes, our produce, our basil 2 miles up the road.
So whether you're a table of 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10,
this is probably my 3rd visit.
Or you're just sitting at the bar, remember one thing, the Boathouse also won in another category, the best place to take a visiting friend.
I like the atmosphere. I really do. I think it's a good networking environment.
At the Boathouse on the James, I'm Avajoy Burnett, 8 News.
Now some of my favorites: crab cakes, lobster, shrimp, whatever your pleasure. The hard shell aims to please.
All right, let's hop on the trawler as 8 News anchor Amy McLean takes us to Richmond's best seafood restaurant.
With a name like the Hard Shell, it's easy to see what brings people here to this restaurant nestled in the shops at Belgrade.
Their fresh seafood is always wonderful.
Whether it's fried, grilled, or steamed, the food is fresh, local, and made from scratch. And the menu is a seafood lover's playground.
Things like our crab cakes, grilled shrimp and sea scallops, lobster. Lobster is a huge seller here at the Hard Shell.
And so is the shrimp and grits. That just happens to be the head chef's favorite meal. We caught up with Chef Corey P. whipping up that entree and working his way around the kitchen. He's been here since the location opened in 2011.
We put a lot of love in our food. That's really the Hard Shell way.
After some light breading on the shrimp, he adds mushrooms and smoked bacon. Then some garlic, salt and pepper, and my favorite,
a little Tabasco just for a little spiciness.
Hey, I'm from New Orleans, what can I say? It doesn't take long, though, before the chef presents his finished work of art.
We take a lot of pride in what we do, and we're really, really happy to win this award.
The Hard Shell's managing partner, Leandra Dunlevy, is talking about the new ranking from Richmond Magazine. Readers voted the Hard Shell as the best seafood restaurant in town, and the customers we talked to weren't surprised. Andrea and Danny Shiflett come here twice a week.
We just love the staff and the bartenders and the environment here. We've met some really nice people that we've actually became friends with here. And we've never had a bad meal. Everything is wonderful here.
I'm a shellfish lover, and I mean, if you just look at their menu, you can see the array of shellfish that they do have.
Fans like Dean Turner flock here for the Raw Bar.
Those items include things like steamed shrimp, crab legs, oysters served on the half shell or steamed.
Menu prices range from $6 to $60, but Dunlevy says if you're going to try one dish here, it should be
the crab cakes. Yeah, our crab cakes.
So that's what I ordered. My hubby went for the fried oysters. We decided to have dinner to try the menu out for ourselves, and needless to say, we were impressed. The food was full of flavor and just enough to leave us satisfied. You can also find deep discounts on your favorite seafood depending on which day you venture to the Hard Shell. Sunday is crab leg night, Monday is lobster night, and Tuesday is oyster night.
In addition to this location at Belgrade, you can always stop by the original Hard Shell in downtown Richmond that opened in 1995. There's definitely enough seafood to go around. In Midlothian, Amy McLean, 8 News.
On now to sushi. Of all the sushi restaurants here in town, Osaka on River Road tops the list.
Let's go to 8 News anchor Caitlin Sherwood now with a look at why they are the best of Richmond.
Osaka Sushi and Steak, located off of Huguenot Road, has taken top honors for their sushi. A colorful, vibrant display of fresh ingredients that sometimes looks more like art than a meal. Manager Don Karlstrom says there are a few things that set their sushi apart from the others.
Well, of course, it starts with quality ingredients that we purchase. We try really hard to get the best quality ingredients that we can, but I think it really comes down to our customer base. We have a fantastic, loyal customer base.
And back to those works of art, sushi makes up for close to 70% of Osaka's sales. They serve up traditional sushi rolls, but they also have specialties, like the Typhoon roll, which is a mixture of spicy tuna, yellowtail tuna, salmon, and tilapia, topped off with spicy mayo, crunch, and scallions.
Our sushi chefs are highly trained, and that really makes a big difference when you're talking about sushi, because you can't really hide behind a sushi platter that much. It really comes down to skill and the cut and the selection of the materials. So I think that really does set us apart. They have to be definitely trained in knife skills. They have to be creative. You know, it really is kind of an art form to look at a fish and read it in a sense. One that I'm certainly not versed in, but luckily I have these guys here that are really good at it, you know. So we look for people that have that knowledge and that experience foremost, but then what they can do with it and their creativity.
You can grab a seat in the restaurant or sit right at the sushi bar to watch the chefs work their magic.
Plate presentation is a big part of sushi. I think it's one of the hallmarks of a good sushi chef.
And if you're still a bit hesitant on the raw aspect of sushi, there are baby steps you can take.
We have what we call Sushi 101. So we have some of the cooked products, like, you know, some of the tempura shrimp or you know, kani, things that are not necessarily raw products that people are very accessible to, like the California roll or other rolls that we do. So that's a good place to start. But I think once they open their mind and get used to kind of the textures, the tastes are phenomenal. It's really a super healthy food. So it's, in that sense, it's great.
Caitlin Sherwood, 8 News.
When we come back, find out where to take the kiddies for a day of indoor fun. Stay with us. Welcome back. When it comes to the best burger in town, this year there is a new Best Bite.
A bit of a shakeup. The winner is Burger Batch in Carytown. They took the title from Carytown Burgers and Fries, which had held it for years.
Our 8 News anchor Carrie O'Brien went by the batch to see what all the fuss is about.
It's a big, beefy beauty. Quality Angus beef imported from New Zealand.
First of all, it's grass-fed, so we went to a great extent to make sure that we got a product that was fully grass-fed.
Buns are fresh from Elwood Thompson every day.
Placed on a toasty big bun and topped with homemade sauce.
We're going to put the jalapeno remoulade, which is also made in-house.
There are people that come in here at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. They're blistering the jalapenos on the grill to make the jalapeno remoulade.
Key ingredients earning Burger Batch this year's title as Best Burger in Richmond.
That's fantastic. We are totally, absolutely blown away with that.
Burger Batch, located on the edge of Carytown, is a New Zealand-inspired gastropub. And for the record, it's pronounced Burger Batch, not Bach.
It's short for bachelor pad. In New Zealand, little vacation houses are batches.
The menu features all kinds of delicious beef, chicken, and lamb burgers.
The burger's fresh ground in-house, and then we hand form. It's a hand form patty.
There's even a veggie burger, but we're told the most popular bite is the West Coast burger. It's a beef burger piled high with chipotle barbecue sauce, caramelized onions, bacon, and that jalapeno remoulade.
And they just use ingredients that are different than anything I've seen anywhere else. It just tastes awesome.
So what's a burger without a side of fries, right? Well, here the fries are not only delicious, but they go beyond ketchup and mustard. They do 14 different dipping sauces. You have everything here from garlic to cilantro to curry. I'm gonna try it out. I'm going in for the cilantro. That is great.
We make all our sauces here from scratch.
And even though they are voted best burger in town, we should tell you there's more to the menu.
We have sauteed shrimp, oysters. We have oysters from all over. And the interesting thing is that New Zealand's seasons are different from ours. So when it's not oyster season here, it is there. So we get the oysters shipped fresh right out of the water from there.
Plus a fine selection of